Hey everyone, and welcome back to the fourth episode of our Flutter tutorial series. In the previous episode, we explored the Flutter project structure, and now it's time to talk about something crucial: state management in Flutter. In this video, we'll cover what is state management and why does it matter, difference between StatelessWidget and StatelesWidget, how to use setState to manage state, a practical example, for example, create a counter app. By the end of this episode, you'll have a solid understanding of how state works in Flutter, and you'll be ready to build dynamic and interactive apps. State management is one of the most concepts in Flutter project. But first, what do we mean by state? State refers to any data that changes during the lifetime of the app. For example, when you press a button and the UI updates, that's state. When you toggle dark mode and the temp change, that's state. When you type in the text field and the input updates, that state. Flutter provides two types of widgets to handle state. StatelessWidget UI does not change over time, and StatelessWidget you update when the state changes. Let's explore the difference. A stateless widget is a widget that does not change once it is built. For example, as you can see on my screen, if you type ST, the Flutter show you an object, StatelessWidget, Flutter StatelessWidget, and a Flutter widget with animation control. Now we talk about Flutter StatelessWidget. If you click on it or press enter, the Flutter built the StatelessWidget. The key point of StatelessWidget, the build method, the build method is called only once when the widget is created. The widget does not update unless an external event like a hot rod trigger a change, and useful for static content like text, image, and simple layout. But what if we want our UI to change dynamically? That's here StatelessWidgets come in. A StatelessWidget is a widget can change during the app's lifetime. As you can see on my screen, this is an example of StatelessWidget. The key point of StatelessWidget used a separate state class like underscore counter screen states. You can change these name. You can change it whatever you wanted. I call it counter screen. and press enter. Okay, let's input example code for StatefulWidget. StatefulWidget uses separate state class. As you can see, it's a two class, one, and it's right here, it's two. setState updates that state and rebuild the UI dynamically. Great for interactive elements like buttons, forms, and animates. If you want to update the UI dynamically, use StatefulWidget. Choosing between StatelessWidget and StatefulWidget depends on whether the UI changes over time. Use StatelessWidgets when the UI does not need to update, like static text, image, or icons. When performance is important, StatelessWidgets are faster. And use StatefulWidgets when the UI change dynamically, like counters, forms, user interactions. When you need to store temporary state within the widgets. The best practice is try to keep many widgets stateless as possible for better performance. Now that we understand the difference between stateless and stateful widgets, let's create a simple counter app using setState. Here's what we will do. Create a stateful widget called counter screen. Define the counter variable to create a value. Update the UI using setState when the button is clicked. Okay, let me delete these files. Yes. And create a new file, name counter underscore screen dot dart, and create a stateful widget. Let's call it st stateful widget, and it should named after your file just created. Counter screen. Okay. As you can see, we have two separated class, and input the void main. Before you run the command Flutter run, you should check a device to enable. Actually, you can use emulator or the real device. So let's launch the Pixel 2 API 31 mobile emulator and wait to connect. Then we can start our first Flutter app. Okay, I instead using command to run the app, I want to use run debug. So I cancel the terminated branch and press F5 to run debug, then go to a debug console to see the process. And we wait to app to be launched. And we wait for app to build and launch. Now every time we tap on button, the counter updates in real time. As you can see, when I press add one number to a number that already existed. This is the simplest form of state management in Flutter, but there are more advanced technicalities like provider, report, log, and reduce, which we will explore in the future episodes. In this video, we successfully learned about state management in Flutter, understood the difference between StatelessWidget versus StatelessWidgets, used setState to update UI dynamically, built a simple counter app as a practical example. In the next episode, we will dive into UI styling and theme in Flutter. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button and subscribe for more daily Flutter tutorials. The question of the day, do you prefer StatelessWidget or StatelesWidget? Let me know in the comments. See you in the next tutorial.